had a dream. I never grew up saying, oh, I'm gonna be a dope addict.
You know, and I was using it until I think I got out of the 8th grade, you know, and then I got locked up.
America has a drug abuse problem, a big drug abuse problem. Each day the evidence can be seen in your local newspaper or on television. But the war against illegal drugs isn't just being fought by law enforcement. God's people are in the midst of this battle, fighting to set themselves and others free from the slavery of drug addiction.
Our nation's drug problem takes an especially terrible toll on our kids. But at Teen Challenge centers across the nation, young people are taught that Jesus Christ is the answer to freedom from drugs.
I was just using half a gram to a gram a day, shooting up, man, just tired. Just tired of waking up every day sick. You know, tired of if I didn't get loaded just a little bit, man, I wasn't gonna be able to make it. It took its toll not only on my body, but also spiritually. You know, I was on a free fall life. I didn't care anymore. And I started using heavier and heavier, and finally, you know, God has a way of making things happen where you have to choose. And I chose the decision, you know, that I needed to change my life and I needed to get clean.
I started using marijuana when I was about 9 or 10, you know, I mean, you know, 'cause I hung around with all, you know, the older homeboys and I, you know. And it led from marijuana to, you know, to smoking crystal, you know, till I was about 13. I got into, you know, the crystal heavy, you know, and I was using it until I think I got out of the 8th grade, you know, and then I got locked up, you know, 'cause of, you know, I mean, I was doing drugs, you know, and then I would go do, you know, crimes, you know, and then I got put away for like 8 months, and it didn't get worse until I started doing heroin, you know, 'cause heroin is like a heavy drug, you know, I mean, that's a heavy addiction. And I mean, I was robbing houses, you know, I mean, just doing, you know, I mean, I was, at one point, you know, I mean, I was selling drugs, you know, I mean, you know, and that's how I got my money. And, you know, I mean, I would do like anything just to get that drug, you know.
It got bad to where I was stealing from my mom. My mom didn't trust me. I was stealing from friends. I'd go rob houses, steal parts off cars, do what I had to do to get my drug, you know.
I didn't care if I saw someone's purse laying down on the counter for a couple seconds, I'll take it and run, you know. And still, it was hard because I was working 40 hours a week and I had to go to work, and it's like living 2 separate lives, you know. People didn't know what I would go through.
Dr. Mark Schuckett is an expert on chemical dependence and has authored a book called Educating Yourself About Alcohol and Drugs. He directs alcohol and drug treatment programs at San Diego Veterans Hospital and is a professor of psychiatry at the University of California, San Diego School of Medicine.
One of the reasons why I'm more comfortable with the term dependence than I am the term addiction is over the years, addiction used to be used to say you were physically addicted to a substance. That means that when you stop the drug, you have withdrawal syndromes. That very narrow definition leaves out a lot of people with a lot of terrible troubles that are going to have their lives cut short because of the use of substances. So dependence is a much broader term. Once you use the term broadly like that, then most of the drugs that people could use and that have problems associated with it, in fact, most of the drugs that have any kind of a street value, are capable of causing dependence. You're dependent on a substance when you've developed a pattern of problems with the substance. Despite that pattern of problems, you keep going back to use.